The United States is the #1 wine consuming country in the world. But did you know that most of the wine that is purchased in the United States is made from 12 grape varieties? That's it. That means that there are hundreds, if not thousands of wines that sit languishing in warehouses and retail shelves just waiting to be discovered. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about some of those wines that are a little off the beaten path, well then this video is for you. Hi, I'm Reggie Norito, here to help you learn about wine one sip at a time. In this video, we're going to look at 6 different wines that have, for whatever reason, flown below the radar, but they're delicious wines and they're perfect for these upcoming summer months. But before we move on, if you have some wines of your own that are obscure and you'd like other people to know about them, please make sure that you make your comments down below. Why don't we say we do this? The first wine in our lineup is a Spanish white wine from Rue. Rue is a wine-growing region that lies about 140 miles northwest of the city of Madrid. The primary grape variety used to make this is called Verdejo. The best way to describe the wine is that it's a cross between Sauvignon Blanc and Pinot Grigio. It has flavors of yellow apples and white peach. It has crisp acidity, and it has a really nice, crisp, clean finish. The particular producer I tried was Marqués de Cáceres, and if you look hard enough, you can find it pretty easily, I think. Retail-wise, was about $12, which I think is a fantastic value. Next up is a delicious Fiano from Lodi, California. Lodi is a wine-growing region located at the northern tip of the San Joaquin Valley, just east of San Francisco. It's warmer than its coastal neighbors, so it's known primarily for its hardy old vine Zinfandels, but it also does other grape varieties well too, including Fiano. Fiano is an Italian grape variety that's planted throughout southern Italy, primarily in a region called Campania. And the Lodi producer that I tried, Oak Farm Vineyards, imported it not too long ago. And they don't make a whole lot of it, so if you find it, you should probably grab it. But it's a delicious wine. It's medium full and bodied, exhibiting flavors of ripe peaches and apricots. It has some crisp acidity, and it's not aged in any oak. And if you find it retail, it's about $17, but it's delicious. My final white wine recommendation is a Rue Sand from Paso Robles, California. Paso Robles lies within San Luis Obispo County, which is about a 3-hour drive south of San Francisco. It's a warmer growing region compared to its neighbors, so it does really well with Rhone varieties. And if you're not familiar with what Rhone varieties are, on the red grape side you have Syrah, Grenache, Mourvedre. On the white grape side you have Viognier, and you have Marsanne and Rue Sand. My recommendation is for the cask winery Rue Sand. Cask Winery was established in 2005, and they focus almost entirely on Rhone varieties on their estate farm, and they make some phenomenal wines. It's really unusual to find a single varietal bottling of Rue Sand because most of the time you find it as a blending grape, but Cask does make one. I know that there are a few others that make one too, but I think that this is the best wine that Cask makes. It's a rich, honeyed white wine. It's medium full-bodied. It's got flavors of apricots and pineapple. It has medium acid and has a really long finish. It's not that easy to find out in the market, but if you do see it, I'd grab it up. Retail-wise, it's about $24 to $25 a bottle. The first red wine we have on our list is a Beaujolais from France. Yeah, I know, Beaujolais has a little bit of traction out there in the market, but you'd be surprised how many people don't really understand what Beaujolais truly is. For a lot of people, they think Beaujolais Nouveau is what Beaujolais is. And if you don't know what Beaujolais Nouveau is, it's a celebration that takes place every year in November on the 3rd Thursday. And for a long time, it had historic significance in that it was the first wine from the vintage, the new vintage, that people would try, and they would be able to determine what the quality of the vintage was. But in the last 20 or 30 years, it's been a little gimmicky, but it's great marketing for sure. Beaujolais is an appellation that is part of Burgundy, but it's really about a half-hour's drive south from Burgundy, so it's a little bit separate. And while Burgundy relies primarily on Pinot Noir and Chardonnay as their primary grapes, Beaujolais relies on Gamay. And Gamay is a little bit different than Pinot Noir. It's a little bit lighter and doesn't have quite the structure of Pinot Noir from Burgundy is. And it is one of those red wines that they recommend that you serve slightly chilled. And during the warmer summer months, I think it's an outstanding wine. The particular producer I purchased at a specialty wine shop not far from where I live. On the label, it's Morro, which is one of the 10 villages, or crus, which supposedly signifies higher quality. I really like this wine, and retail-wise, it was about $14, $15, and I think it's absolutely delicious. The next red wine we have on our list is a delicious Sicilian wine from Italy, and it's Etna Rosso. And for generations, the wines from Sicily very rarely made it outside of Europe. And the reason being is because the wines were mired in old world tradition and, quite frankly, overproduction. But in the last 20 or 30 years, we've seen a new generation step forward, and they've invested in new technology and marketing. So not only are they making cleaner and better wines, but they're also able to market the wines outside of the borders of Europe. The primary grape used to make Etna Rosso is Nerello Mascalese. It is very similar to Grenache, but it has better acidity, but it's full of that ripe fruit, and it also has that telltale volcanic soil that is indicative of the region in which it comes from. I found this bottle at a specialty retail shop. It retails for about $20, $22. It's another one of those red wines that you can serve slightly chilled, but it's absolutely delicious. The final wine from this video is the richest wine on our list yet. It's a Casino Morro from Greece. Now, this thick-skinned grape variety is planted throughout northern Greece, particularly in an area called Naousa. Directly translated, Casino Morro means sour black, which really describes what this wine is like. It's a very darkly colored wine that has high tannin and high acid. Some people liken it to the Nebbiolo grape from Italy. I think it also shares some characteristics of Syrah, so somewhere in between the two, but it's a delicious wine. You could probably find this wine out in the market for about $20 to $25 a bottle, but to be honest with you, the market for Greek wines is really not that big. The demand is really not that high, and the wines are difficult to pronounce. But if you find them, I highly recommend that you try them out, because I think that not only do they represent great value, but they're delicious wines as well. So there you have it. 6 super cool wines that fly under the radar that represent great value and are absolutely delicious. Now, if you like the content of this video, I hope you'll consider pressing the like button. And if you'd like to see more videos just like this, I hope you'll consider pressing subscribe. Thanks for joining me, and peace out.